Well, to shed more light on this, we have the pleasure to have this phone with Ambassador Mohamed Idris, Egypt's permanent representative to the United Nations. Good afternoon, Ambassador Idris.
Good afternoon from New York. Greetings to our distinguished audience and Ramadan Kareem.
Thank you, sir. Ramadan Kareem to you. Thank you very much. Sir, Your Excellency, what is the size of Egypt's participation in the 10th session of the Youth Forum at the United Nations Economic and Social Council?
Yes, let me tell you, of course, the Economic and Social Council has lots of committees which deal with different aspects. And within the United Nations at large, there are different specialized committees which deals with different important topics. One of these, a few weeks ago, we had the Commission on the Status of Women, where we have active participation of our distinguished women. Before that, we had the Commission for the Social Development, where Egypt also put in the final document the Youth International Forum, which was held in Sharm el-Sheikh before. And this week, we had the commission we had the Youth Forum. Youth Forum is one of the big events in the United Nations dealing with youth issues. And this is to say that youth issues now are linked to almost all topics in the United Nations. If you talk about development, you talk about youth, peace and security, you talk about youth, combating terrorism, you talk about youth, you talk about building climate change and building a better future. All this is linked to youth. And this session, the 10th Forum of Youth, was under the theme, A Decade of Action, building resilient and strong recovery vis-a-vis the current pandemic of COVID, and focusing also on how we mobilize the power of youth to fulfill the SDGs. Egypt participated strongly as usual. Of course, each year there was strong participation of youth. The last session before COVID, His Excellency Minister of Youth was here in New York with a delegation from our delegation actually from young men and women from Egypt. This year, and of course, as all the activities are going now virtually, so also participation of the Minister of Youth with the youth delegation, women and men, was really very powerful, very strong, and very effective.
Yes, Ambassador Idris, we'd like to shed more light on the most important topics that Egypt has raised to confront the COVID-19 and its repercussions, and what were the outcome of this?
Actually, the engagement was twofold. One was a high-level dialogue, interactive dialogue, where ministers and youth from different countries were engaged, and another was focused on the Arab region, the experience of the Arab region. And of course, here Egypt involved. Egypt shared its experience, the projects which were done by the Ministry of Youth and by the government in order to mobilize the potential of youth. Of course, the COVID-19 put extra stress. Already fulfilling the SDGs was under stress in the whole world before COVID-19. COVID-19 added, of course, an extra load on this, so that needed extra efforts. And the Egyptian delegation, the minister and the youth highlighted many projects which were done to mobilize the power of youth in different fields of the society. And fulfilling the SDGs, of course, now is a big challenge and a big target at the same time. Let me say also that the focus also about harnessing the demographic dividend, because youth in our society and in many of societies of our region are a majority. And this is a mixed blessing. If you harness this demographic dividend, then you can channel the potential of youth to building and constructing a better future. But if this is not happening, you face a double loss. One, you forfeit the power of youth in building, and at the same time, if you don't offer jobs, employment, better prospects for a better life, then these youth are going to end up recruited by, unfortunately, the criminal terrorist organizations or end up embarked on deadly trips for migration. So the important was how to harness the demographic dividend in order really to turn this demographic advantage into a powerful force for construction, not leaving it to end up into being a time bomb, which can really be affecting the efforts of the society.
Yes, Ambassador Idris, how did Egypt benefit from the World Youth Forum that is being held in Egypt after it was approved as a global platform for youth?
Of course, that was an important experience because it had in Sharm el-Sheikh in 3 editions a huge number of youth, thousands of youth from all over the world. And this is a chance for youth to talk to each other, to share experience and share lessons learned, and at the same time to engage with leaders. Of course, in these different sessions of the editions of the World Youth Forum, was engagement with the leaders from different parts of the world, engagement with the leaders of the United Nations. So it, of course, throw ideas, generate ideas, and also provide a platform not to talk about youth, but to talk to youth. And this is important here, which I want to say, that in dealing with youth, we don't need to deal with it as an event or a festivality. We have to really deal with this in a very serious manner, because building the future of our country rests on our youth. And we have to deal with youth in mobilizing the potential of innovation, of creativity. And this definitely needs a platform to entertain new ideas and tolerance. And we have to say that youth has to be innovative, creative, and throwing ideas which are not necessarily the ones which we are used and accustomed to. And here it needs on the part of the society lots of actually vision, tolerance, and being farsighted in order really to provide the space, whether in the politics, whether in the economy, whether in the societal activities, in order really to give real space for youth. And this allows to really benefit from this powerful potential of our youth.
Yes, Ambassador Idris, Your Excellency, you are Egypt's permanent representative to the United Nations nowadays, and this is at the same time Egypt is led by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. So what's your evaluation concerning the president's keenness on facing the COVID-19 in Egypt and the challenges he and Egypt were facing, and also concerning the president's keenness on the file of the youth, and that was clear in several years ago when Egypt hosted or organized several youth conferences until it reached to an international conference of youth.
Of course, this is very important to have the political will and political support. And definitely the political leadership sees with these important issues, whether it is the empowerment of youth, empowerment of women, provides us with lots of success stories to share with the international community. This happened also a few years ago when we were talking about women. We had lots of success stories about empowering women in different fields. Also, when we talk about youth, this provides us with this important achievements which we can share. So definitely, if there is political will and if there is support on the part of the political leadership, then this steers things up and steers things forward, and this helps in to have real projects on the ground. And that's what we are seeing. We are seeing now actually when our delegations are interacting and when we talk with our colleagues here, we have lots of success stories to tell and to share. And we also prefer to have this shared by the stakeholders, the direct stakeholders themselves, whether the women or the youth. We are not only sharing it by ourselves, but we also are keen to listen directly from them and to let others listen directly from them. And this really what makes effect when you have in such high-level international fora, you have the participation of delegations, you have mixed both from official side and civil society, you have the voice of women, you have the voice of youth, they are sharing what they do in their country. This really has a big impact. And in this, of course, exercise is a two-way exercise. We are sharing lessons with others and also benefiting from others. We always have to be cognizant that this is multidimensional or multilateral arena. Multilateral arena, you interact with different counterparts from different parts of the world. You share with them and you share lessons with them, and also you benefit from them and have success stories from them. So this is really a great benefit to have such an interaction and to share what we do have with others, and really we have success stories to tell both on the youth front, on the women front, and really on many aspects of our public life.
Yes, I thank you very much for your valuable information. I really had the honor to have this phone with you, Ambassador Mohamed Idris, Egypt's permanent representative to the United Nations. This is a short break, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to be back with you.
هنا صدق حلمي وبدأ